Welcome back to Chatting with Juanita. And today, for a change, what I'm going to do is just review my eyeshadow collection, just to show you what I've got. Now, I don't have nearly as many as a lot of these content creators have because this is my own personal collection. I'm not sponsored by anyone. So this is just my makeup I've collected over the last couple of years. And also keep in mind, I also declutter. Like I declutter like once to twice a year. And that way I'm passing on makeup before it goes bad to my family that I'm just not using that much. And I would hate to see it go bad. So I usually pass on products that I've just moved on from, and that way it still gets some love. And I love to share. So I thought today it would be sort of fun to do this. These will go in my first ones. So some of the first palettes I actually bought that were like in the higher end area, and it's sort of funny, and I haven't gotten rid of them because I like them and they're so nice. But Anastasia Beverly Hills, I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, Anastasia Beverly Hills, ABH. She came out with this Norvina collection. And these I got on sale from Sephora when I first started getting into makeup. And this is the color story. And I was like, oh, wow, that is so beautiful, right? So, and I got it like, on a good price. And of course, I love the purples and all these beautiful bright colors. And it's a really big palette. And I should actually take it out and play with it because it hasn't gotten much love, but I can't bring myself to say goodbye to it. But this is one of my first higher end palettes that I actually started purchasing. But I also got her palette like this. So again, this is volume 3 and this one was volume 1. So this is volume 1 and this is volume 3. And Anastasia Beverly Hills. So like I said, you can get them at Sephora. I don't know if you can get these palettes, but this is the color story of this one. Again, nice, beautiful color story. And it hasn't gotten as much love as it should, but I haven't brought myself to getting rid of that yet. Also, there's another brand, and I've only sort of touched on it, and that is a brand called Glamlight. And I just tried a couple of their palettes, and the first one was the Margarita palette. And it's so cool. The packaging from this brand is so cool. And they come out with launches all the time, and they're always like doing fun makeup videos. So this one, you open it up and here's the palette inside. And they had this whole line though, but this is the only one I could get when I, ordered. And so here's the Margarita palette. And let's just look at the color. I haven't had this out in a little while either. And it makes sense why I love this color story, because look at all the bright colors. And so I had to get it, but it hasn't gotten a lot of love just because it's this brand is quite popular. It's just after I got these, I started learning about like the higher end brands, and then I started like ordering the Natasha Denona products, and started going up to Patrick Ta and stuff like that, and started creeping into the higher end and then indie brands. But this is an independent brand as well. So this here is another palette I got. I had to get it because it was so cute. It's the Glamlight Burger Slider palette. And like with the box, you open it up and it's got like a little burger inside in a package. And look, it really does. It looks, and it's got even soft, cushy packaging. And when you open it up, this is the color story. And again, because I'm attracted to color, I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's nice. And I had to get it. But again, it don't get as much love as it should, but I haven't been able to bring myself to pass it on because I just even love the novelty of it, like opening up my drawer and seeing my little burger palette in my drawer. It's like so cute. And so this is Charlotte Tilbury, and this is her Beautyverse palette. And I'll just show you the color story. And I'll tell you, this palette is beautiful. Like the formulas are so buttery and blendable, and the sparkle shades just beautiful. All the beautiful sparkle shades. So it is truly a palette that I really actually enjoy. So this is the Beautyverse by Charlotte Tilbury. So that I only have that one from Charlotte Tilbury. So another one I have, it's a little bit dirty looking. Uh-oh. Maybe if I've got I'm going to give it a wipe because it's such a beautiful palette. And I really love these formulas, and that's by Patrick Ta. So I have the Major Dimensions 2 palette by Patrick Ta, and I'll just show you now. So I'm missing a shade though, but this is the color story. And over here you lift this up and it's got 2 cream shadows over there. But these mattes are so buttery and blendable, and all of his sparkle shade. Oh my God, like just beautiful. This is truly a gorgeous palette. I never bothered to get the all matte palette or the #1, just because like the all matte one, I like my shimmery shades, and I'm just a glitter girl. So that's probably why I don't usually go for all matte palettes. However, I'd be willing to try them. Like, I don't. Um, it's just what my preference is now. But if the opportunity came up for me to try an all matte palette, I would totally go for it because makeup is fun and I like to play with makeup. So here's another palette, and I'm a bit surprised. I love it as much as I do. And I tell you, what a beautiful, beautiful color story. It's this one here, and it's by Morphe, and it's the Heat Seeker palette. And you still can get this at Sephora. And I tell you, and the Sephora sale is coming up. This is actually a gorgeous, gorgeous color story. And I've worn this a few times. I've got to give it more love because I really love all of these beautiful warm colors in here. And obviously, like, I love my warm eyeshadows. I'm a very warm girly. So this Morphe Heat Seeker, gorgeous palette. And I love it for the summer and the fall. It's just lovely. So another single palette that I have, and it's my first, I actually got the whole collection though, but this is the palette that went with the collection. And it was by Cosmic Brushes, 'Tis the Season palette. And it comes in a beautiful sleeve like that. And this here it's still got the same sort of look on the cover. Beautiful packaging. They're an independent brand from England, and I was just completely blown away by the color story. And I love bright, vivid colors. And this all has beautiful, bright, vivid colors. And you could see me in the mirror there. I really enjoyed, and the formula in here, really nice. This is a really great brand, and they're more affordable than other brands. So Cosmic Brushes, if you're looking for some really good independent makeup brands that are a little bit more affordable, Cosmic Brushes, their eyeshadows, beautiful, beautiful color stories as well. And they have several palettes. And I believe right now they might have a sale on the go too. So you guys, it might be over by the time I upload this though. But anyway, really good brand to check out. And they do have good sales on. So, really nice products. Okay, so where do I want to go next? I guess we'll go this route because that'll be one of the last ones I do. Oh, wait now. And so guys, this here is this is an independent brand, and it's called Singe Beauty. And this, I've only got the one palette from here because they only got one palette up so far. And the woman, Angelica Nyqvist, is also a content creator, and she created this, and it's called Galactic Visitor. And she wanted to do a cowboy theme and aliens, and like, how cool is that? But like, I'm a science geek too, so. But anyway, this palette, this woman has a gift for makeup and colors, and I love color, but this woman can make color look super good. And this is the color story in here. And I've got to tell you, beautiful formulas. These beautiful eyeshadow palette. And even here in Canada, you can find it at, just a second. I just don't want to mistake in the website, because there is a website that we can get it at here in Canada instead of having to order it from the States. But you could go to Singe Beauty as well. It's called ifeelbeautiful.ca. ifeelbeautiful.ca. And you can actually find this palette at that company here in Canada if you wanted to order within Canada. And they even have her brushes, and I believe they're the blushes that they have, which are beautiful Singe Beauty blushes, are gorgeous. And so you can get her products at that site, or you could go to Singe Beauty and just look up Singe Beauty and you'll find their website, and they'll have all of the products there as well. But this is a gorgeous palette, and I really enjoy Angelica's color stories, but the formulas are really nice as well. Okay, so that's sort of the ones that I own as singles. Now, the rest I have 2 or more palettes of from the brand. So I'm going to start off with Pat McGrath. And Pat McGrath, as an English brand again, what can I say? The English, they know how to do it. But Pat McGrath was, I believe, was a makeup artist, and she created her own brand. And she does these palettes called motherships, but they're quite expensive. They're like about $174 Canadian. And that's not even including the shipping and the taxes and all that stuff. But those palettes are quite popular, and a lot of people tend to collect them. And she has, like, I think about 13 or 14 now of the motherships. But if you go to her website, sometimes you'll see that she'll get her vault out. It's the Pat McGrath vault, and you can even see like older collections that she'd brought out. Like, I wish I had gotten more of the Bridgerton, but I didn't know that much about makeup when all that came out and stuff like that, and I was still learning and all of that stuff. But if that comes out again, I'm certainly going to get some of that Bridgerton collection. But this was my very first palette I got from Pat McGrath, and it's just a mini palette, but I'm going to tell you, this is the color story. And you can actually get these at Sephora. There was a little plastic slip fell out. You can get these at Sephora, I believe, as well. Or you can get them at her site. But she has 2. One is like an all sort of brown neutral look. And then this one has like some purples. And that's why I gravitated, because I love color. But these eyeshadows and these little palettes are really nice. Oh my God. Usually Pat McGrath makes her, has her eyeshadows formulated in Italy. And of course, Italy has some of the best products out there. Let me just see, where was this one made? Yep, Italy. This one was made in Italy. And that accounts for why this product is so nice. And it's a nice way to test it out. So, if you're thinking about checking out some new brands, Pat McGrath, really nice shadows. Now, this here, I'll show the big palette here first. So this here, it's a blush and eyeshadow palette. So this one here. and it's the Mothership Bijou Brilliance Starstruck Splendor Blush and Eyeshadow Palette. And this was, let me see, okay, so it was actually made in Italy as well, and then put together, right now, made in the US. Oh, yeah. So this is one of the controversial palettes with her because her best formulas actually come from Italy. But I'm going to tell you something. The US and Canada also makes beautiful makeup products, and they are really up there as well, guys. So don't mistake that. So Italy, US, Canada, we're all well known for making some great makeup products. But this one was made in the US and assembled down in the Dominican, but here it is. And I really love this. I'll be honest, I love these blushes. Pat McGrath blushes are just gorgeous, but so are the eyeshadow formulas. And I think I played with this once on my channel already and did an eye look, but I'd like to play with this one more yet. So this is one of the second eyeshadow palette I got from her. Now, just this past Christmas, she usually comes out with a collection at Christmas time. So this Christmas, I got a couple of the duos. So this is what the collection looked like. And I got this duo here. And this one is Luminous Lead in Pitalic Passion. That's the color there. And it's a cute little duo. And then this one here is Celestial Jade. And so I got this one because I love green, if you didn't notice. I love greens. But then I also got the big one. And I haven't played with this one yet with you guys, but I'm going to be doing a look with this palette soon. I have got to give it some love because I haven't played with it much since Christmas. And this is just the Mega Eyeshadow Palette from the Luminous Legends collection. And so this is it here. And again, some really pretty colors in there. And I just want to get back in and play with it again, just because I like makeup and I like to play with makeup. Okay, so I'm going to move on to my next assortment. Okay, so another independent brand is called Inslee Rain, and I've only touched on their products so far, but what I have tried, I've really liked. So this here is their palette. It's Inslee Rain Cosmetics. And what is this one? It's called Flourish. It was like Flutter and Flourish. And so there was like a bright one and then more cool tone, but I gravitate to anything bright. I like bright colors and vivid colors. I also like contrasting colors, but this I was totally attracted to. So that was the sleeve. So when you take the sleeve off, and then when you open this up, I'm just blown away by this color story. This screams me. I love bright, beautiful, vivid colors. So I'll be playing with that a lot more this summer too. Spring and summer. I really love this. This is a gorgeous palette. And then the second palette I got from Inslee Rain is the Happy Go Lucky palette. And it's really cute. She came out with the series of like forest animal, and there was like several of these little tiny 6-pan palettes, and this is the little rabbit one. It's just so cute. And just a second, there's like little tiny white pieces that cover up the shimmers just to protect them, but here's the color story. So I love coral, and of course this got coral in it, and I'm like, oh, it's really beautiful. Well, so yeah, a little bit of a corally shade. It's almost leaning towards it's like a dusty sort of version, but I really love this palette, and I haven't played with this one yet, but I will be soon because I love it. So, but the formula from Inslee Rain too, really great quality, just great makeup. So I'm going to move on to, let me see. I think this one. So another gorgeous independent brand. Like I'm really into independent makeup or sort of like the higher end makeup. Not the extremely high end, because usually their eyeshadows aren't that great. But when I say that, I'm talking about Natasha Denona level, and that woman, she knows how to make makeup. But this one here I'm just going to touch on now is from Adept. And Adept, guys, makes some beautiful makeup. Now, they've been improving on their mattes, but their shimmers are just really beautiful. So the first one I'm going to show you is my Heather Austin palette. And Heather Austin is a content creator, and you could easily look her up on YouTube and see videos of her doing her makeup and stuff like that. And I just love her. I think she has such a beautiful attitude towards loving makeup. Like, this woman loves makeup, and you can see that, and her spirit and everything. And she's beautiful as well. But this is the color story that she came up with Adept. So this was in collaboration with Adept. So this is her color story she put together with Adept Cosmetics, and it's really beautiful. And I played with it a couple of times, but I want to play with it so much more. So I'm looking forward to that. So the next palette I had to get because aliens. Element 115. It wasn't really that, though. That's not what I noticed at first. What I noticed was the color story. And my problem is like, cool tones don't look the best on me. So I've been playing with makeup and seeing how can I make cool tones work for me. So I've been figuring out ways how to slip those blues in, just because I love blue so much. But this palette, this story is absolutely gorgeous. Like, when I saw it, I'm like, and I had hearts in my eyes, and I'm like, oh, that is such a beautiful, stunning story. And I mean, I love purples. And then these teals here, beautiful. I love teals, but they do have some colors too leaning towards that blue, like I said. So, and these shimmers, oh, they're just gorgeous, gorgeous shimmers. Anyway, so this is Adept Element 115, and it's aliens. So that's pretty cool. The other Adept palette that I have, and this is what I have in my collection so far, is the Sumerian Sunset palette. And these palettes, like these are heavy. Like, they have a little bit of weight to them too. Like, the packaging on these are absolutely gorgeous. And so, these are really well made. It's an independent brand. They are more expensive though, but I mean, what you're getting for that is, the quality. And what I love about this, guys, is when you read the names in here, like, this is Star Trek, right? This is so cool. And people from my generation, yeah, it was like we were really into Star Trek, The Next Generation, and all that stuff. So that's really cool, because it even has like Praxis and Riza, Lal, Paclid, Telshar, Delta Quadrant. Like, how cool is that, right? So just really love it. But that's not why I got it. I got it because of the color story. This color story is just gorgeous. I love it. And again, you've got one row of mattes and then two rows of just the most beautiful shimmers, and really great quality. And I believe it's a magnetic palette too. Yeah, so you would be able to move your shades around if you so wanted to. So these are magnetic. So that's all I have from the Adept brand so far. Anyway, we'll see what happens in the future. Okay, so the next brand that I think I'm going to hit is my Natasha Denona collection. And I really love her formulas. But I think, like, no, I do. I love her formulas. I like that contrast in my eyeshadow looks. And it's just, I think what I might do is start playing around, maybe using some shades from one palette and other shades from another to try to develop some contrast, because I find sometimes you can get sort of the samey looks, but I'm going to start off with my minis. So this is my Natasha Denona mini, and this one is, oh, I've just got to be able to read that. This one is the Metropolis palette. And it is like quite beautiful. And you've got like two cooler shades and then two very warm shades like in here. And then that beautiful green. So, but these are 3 mattes and 2 shimmers and really nice. And I like to play with it, still figuring out how to make this color scheme work together on me. But I mean, looking at my eye look now, you could probably, do something a little similar. Now, this one here is the Mini Nude palette. So this one here is a nice little just nude eyeshadows. You got 2 mattes and 3 shimmers to create some looks. And it's a beautiful, everyday wear palette. But I like to wear color even every day. So, but I mean, it would be nice. So, like, if I was, going to something a little less fancy that you want to show, you don't want yourself to show up so much for. Then I got the Mini Crush palette. And here's the pinks in this one. And so I believe it was made for Valentine, one of the Valentine years in the past, but I just got it like a year and a half ago or something like that. But yep, some really pretty pink shadows. Now, her shadows are very high quality. Natasha Denona has some very beautiful formulas when it comes to her eyeshadows. Now, this one I really love too, and it's the Mini Biba palette. And you could get like a full Biba palette, but it's quite expensive and it's quite large. Like it's a huge palette. And so I just went with the Mini Biba just because I just wanted to dip my toes into her brand first before like getting into the middies. So these are mini, then she got midi, and then she's got a bigger palette size. Now this one here is a bit interesting. It's the Mini Glam palette, and this is beautiful. And somebody with like a cool undertone, this would look so gorgeous on. And I still like to wear it. I don't care because the shadows in this they're just beautiful, beautiful. And then I got this because at first, corals didn't really exist that much other than in the Biba palette. And then I saw this one and it was the coral palette. And yeah, I bought it from her website. And guys, these are not cheap. Like these don't feel cheap. These are really nice packaging that she has. Like you can even tell the thickness of the lid there. But this is the coral. And I told you I love coral. That's one of my favorite colors. And so I had to get this, and I've played with this a few times, and I actually really love this palette. It's fun. But then, let's see. My first midi palette was the golden palette. So beautiful, isn't it? It's a beautiful palette with the waves and the imprint in the lid. And so she brought this back. She used to have the gold palette before, and I had to jump on this because the other one was discontinued, like not made anymore. So I went and got this. But this is what I mean. Like I love her eyeshadows, but I mean the variety of looks you can get with this is sort of limited. But I'll tell you something. I also still enjoy it, because you will feel like an Egyptian queen in this. I made a look a couple of weeks ago, and I had gold all over my movable lid, and I was like, whoa, that is so beautiful. You can do a nice dark sort of wing. Beautiful. And then the second midi palette I had to get just because I love purple. Purple is up there with my favorite color. So it's the Roxa palette. And the color story in here, again, the variety of looks you can get, it's not as great, But I'll tell you something, I still love this palette and I have fun with it. And when I use it, I still love using my Roxa palette. This is so beautiful, guys. And the formulas in here are gorgeous. And then my last Natasha Denona MIDI palette I have is the Bloom palette. And why? Because she came out with a whole palette of corals. I'm like, oh well, I got to have that. So I've been playing with this lately, and I've only recently got this not too long ago, and it is gorgeous. Again, all with her beautiful formulas, and the packaging is just gorgeous. And you can pop these out and rearrange them if you want to. And this artwork, apparently she did a watercolor, and they took a portion of that watercolor, and that's what you're seeing here for the lid. So Natasha Denona, a very creative woman, and she's been at this business for a while now, and beautiful, beautiful products, beautiful formulas. So they are some of the best formulas actually in the business. But like then we're going to get into the indie brand, like some more indie brands, because I'll tell you, independent makeup brands, they make such beautiful makeup. So I'm going to move into my Odin's Eye collection. And Odin's Eye, I believe, is a Swedish brand. I believe. Let me see. If I can see it on here, but I believe that's what it is. And correct me if I'm wrong, though. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And like I was seeing their products, and I went and checked it out, and then I started getting their palettes. Now, what was my first palette? It could have been this. It's the Flora Story palette. And this was created with a woman, and I can't read her name here, sorry. They've got it spelled out, but I cannot pick that out. But anyway, this is the Flora Story palette. And guys, I love this palette. So like it's got an outer sleeve, and the artwork on here is just gorgeous. It's beautiful. But this color story, I absolutely love. Purples and greens are gorgeous. Oh my gosh. But these formulas, and there's like duochromes, multichromes, and so the mattes are beautiful and the shimmers are just gorgeous. And so I think this was one of the first palettes I got from the brand. Yeah, because I went and the first time I got it, they do mystery boxes sometimes, and I got a mystery box. That's what it was. So then, let's see, I'm going to go into some of the older ones first. I think it went like this. So I got the little ghost palette. So if you guys recall, I mentioned Angelica Nyqvist. She owns Singe Beauty. Well, before she opened her independent makeup brand, she actually did some collaborations with Odin's Eye. And this is one of her palettes. And the color story is just gorgeous. Look at that. That is a beautiful, the way she puts colors together. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And the formulas in here are just so beautiful. So that's one of her palettes. So that's the little ghost palette. And again, the artwork, that's apparently, I think, supposed to be an image of her in there. But anyway, the artwork is just gorgeous, and the packaging really beautiful. So don't sleep on Odin's Eye. Gorgeous formulas. And then she also had the Trick or Treat palette. So this again is Angelica Nyqvist in collaboration with Odin's Eye. And this is the color story here. And guys, like I have to play with this one more because again, the color story is just gorgeous. I love color, and we have contrast in here, and it is just beautiful, beautiful. color story. And the packaging, gorgeous. And then I have the Hello palette from Angelica Niedfist in collaboration with Odin's Eye. And this is the color story here. And I tell you, even these pinks with this beautiful coral, these greens up here are just gorgeous. And then there's like a duochrome, multi-chromes down here. Really beautiful, beautiful eyeshadows in color story. And then at Christmas time, I ordered the collection from their Christmas, the Odin's Eye Christmas. So again, it has the sleeve. Take the sleeve off, and this is one of the Christmas palettes. And here's the color story. Now, the colors are muted and whatnot, but I still want to play with this and sort of see what I can get from it. I haven't really used it that much yet because the color story, right? I like bright colors, and these are more muted and darker, but that's okay. I'm willing to have some fun one day. I'm going to, do a look, because like I said, just because it's got that Christmas theme on the front, that don't stop me from using my products all year round. It's like whatever mood I'm in, what I'm wearing will be the inspiration to what color story I pull out. And that's like, this is the second palette to their Christmas line this past Christmas in 2024. It's the Rosy Jingle palette. And the neat thing is, you take the sleeve off. This palette is more spring than Christmas. And so I'll be using this all spring for sure, because these are beautiful, beautiful spring eyeshadow colors. And it is gorgeous. This is beautiful. And then, of course, my latest release was the Love Language palette in collab with Morgan Turner. Morgan Turner, again, is on YouTube, and you can look her up if you want to. And the sleeve on this is really tight. It's just got to be loosened up. So the sleeve, the artwork, again, is gorgeous. And that's actually an image of Morgan. And this is the color story here. And it's just gorgeous. And I can't wait to play with this palette some more. I've created 2 looks so far with it. And so that's my Odin's Eye collection. And then just recently, I finally got makeup from Artitude Cosmetics. And so Artitude is an independent brand from England. And this here, I love the artwork. Like, that's the outer packaging, but when you slide it out, that's what it looks like. I mean, that's so cool. And here's the color story. It came in so well packaged, but here's the color story on this one. It is just gorgeous. Lots of contrast, lots of depth. Oh, and I had so much fun playing with it. I've only played with it once, but I'll be playing with it a lot more, I'm sure. And then the last palette out of my collection is the Artitude Vintage Neutrals. And this is what it looks like. And when you haul it out of the sleeve, this is what it looks like. And it's so gorgeous. Oh my God. The artwork is amazing. Vintage, yeah. And the color story blows my mind. I love this. Oh my goodness. It is gorgeous. And that's actually what I have on my eyes today, is the vintage. And I really love this look. And just, it was my first time playing with the palette, and the formulas are gorgeous, just beautiful. So that, my friends, is my entire eyeshadow collection so far. If you guys don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell, that notification bell, and that way you'll be notified of any future uploads. As well, if you like today's content, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. I would love to hear your opinions. As well, I gotta say, it was a fun time. So you guys all have a great day.